Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Art Whisper 88. Here are some of my Soho acrylics, and these are more of the darker values. This is magenta, cobalt blue, dioxazine violet, green gold, and rose madder. So my plan is to create a first layer of very deep colors and let that dry and then take it from there. So let me go ahead and start rolling. So what I'm doing is very intuitive. I don't have a specific plan. But just going to arrange these colors. So they're fairly random. They're random colors. And that's what I call fearless printmaking. Don't be afraid. First of all, don't be afraid of color. And don't be afraid to do things that are not planned. Sometimes when you overplan things, it doesn't work very well. So I'm just creating a kind of a tapestry of colors. I call this method blocking. When you do blocking, you assign certain colors to certain areas, and then you just roll them out. Now what I like about these Soho paints, they are kind of heavy bodied. So they are on the thicker side. They stay wet longer. Okay. I will just add some marks with my silicone tool. This silicone tool really is for ceramics, but I find it very effective to work on the plate because it doesn't scratch the plate. You don't have to be worried that it will harm the plate. It's soft and it gives. Making marks here, lines, squiggles. Okay, so I am using my my last pages of Richardson paper. I coming to the end of my supply, so I may have to buy some more. Okay, so as usual, I will leave this on the plate for like 5 minutes, and I will be right back. Okay, let's see how we made out. The edges are pretty raggedy. I can fix that. Okay. Yeah, for some reason the edges dry out faster. But I will fix that with a second layer. I will try to cover this. So I will clean out the plate and proceed to the next step. Now the next step, I want to put on a second layer of much lighter colors. It could be a beige or some yellow. I'll figure something out. Here is some Lucas sand. And some cadmium red. So I'm going to try to create these vertical zones of color. We'll start with the sand color. No, it's not going to be really exact, but I just try to cover all the open spaces as much as I can. And I am remembering to add more paint on the edges because that's where the bald spots are. Now, doing this might be a little tedious because it's quite a wide area to cover, but in the long run it's worth it. Like, you pay attention to details and it will show. It's all worth it. Now there will always be some parts where I missed or the layer isn't as heavy, but that's okay. It's these variations of texture that make this interesting. Let me just wipe the excess off the edges. Okay, I can't let this sit too long because I don't want it to dry on me. So here is the first pull. It's heavy on the magenta. Now, one viewer asked me, you only have one registration bar. My reply was, I line up the left and right sides to the edge of the printing bed, and that's how I make sure that everything is in place. Now it just so happens that the paper and the printing bed have the same dimension. It makes it a lot easier. Otherwise I would have two registration guides. So I just use the edge of the bed as a guide. Now registration is not easy. It takes a long time to figure things out. It's a lot of precise measurements. And if you want your print to be professional looking and centered nicely, I urge you to practice your registration. So you can do layers, and the layers will always fall in the same place. Okay, so as usual, I will leave this for 5 minutes, and I will be right back. Okay, let's see how we made out. I'm hoping this would kind of correct the bald edges. Not really that much. Which makes me think I should put a third layer. But I do like this result. I mean, so far it's going well. pretty colorful. I think the last layer I will do is iridescent transparent layer, and I'll see how that goes. I do want to correct this. For some reason the edge keeps drying out on me. Maybe I'll even try putting a little baby oil. Okay. Just gotta keep going. Now for this last layer, I'm going to use some clear gel medium just to make it more transparent. So I want the last layer to act like a very thin veil, just to round things off. So I decided to use unbleached titanium instead, with some gel medium. I'm just going to use a brush to help apply the paint, because there are many nooks and crannies here. And I'm going to do a heavier layer on the edges, because the edges seem to dry out. Now, if any of you have the same problem, let me know. Maybe you have a helpful tip that I don't know about. I've gotten so many helpful hints from viewers, and I appreciate that, because this is a learning process for me. There's always something to learn. I've been doing this for a very long time, but I still learn something every day. And you should not stop learning. I'm just trying to flatten out the high spots or the thick areas. hope this works. Oh, I forgot this part. That's what happens when you try to work too fast. But if I don't work fast enough, the paint's gonna dry. Okay, so here is the second layer. Before I do that, I just want a little extra precaution because I want to fix this raw edge. Okay. All right, here's the moment of truth. I think that did the trick. The edge is now straight. It's actually quite a complex image. It has layers and textures. And I think the gel medium helped to make the titanium white, or unbleached titanium. It's semi-transparent. Check this out. Really happy with the result. It's totally unexpected, but I'm happy with it. And I'm glad I changed my mind to using an iridescent paint for the last layer. It's very easy to get too used to certain paints. You know, you get too used to it and you get stuck. And I'd like to encourage everyone to explore and not just hold on to one idea. You have to explore all kinds of ideas, and in the long run you pick the ones that are best suited for you. But at this point, I want to encourage exploration and experimentation. So I will let this air dry and I will recap. Okay, here's the final showdown. Here is a close-up. I'm very pleased with the result. It's more complex than I imagined because there's a combination of layers and textures, and it's a combination of different techniques. One is applying the brayer, and the other one is applying the paint with a brush. And I'm glad I was able to correct the edges. So here's the right edge, and here's the opposite edge on the left side. I was able to cover up that ragged edge. And I think the colors do harmonize nicely. And the titanium, unbleached titanium, provides the necessary contrast to the dark values. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I learned a few things. So thank you for watching and subscribing. Please check out artwhisperer88.com, and the proceeds from the sales help to keep this channel going. Thank you, and I hope to see you next time.